When you hear the words family business, images of a farm or newsagents might spring to mind. Rarely would you think of a world-famous and celebrity-frequented piercing studio, but that's exactly what Metamorphosis is. Since opening in the early 90s, London's Metamorphosis has been piercing everyone from Naomi Campbell to Millie Bobby Brown to Keith Flint from The Prodigy. This acclaim has been earned through over 30 years of hard work, that all started by chance on a market stall. Matthew Harris began Metamorphosis with his father and now runs it with his son, Ben. The pair spoke to the Mirror about their incredible journey from market to a must-go piercing destination. Discover, learn, grow. We are Curiously. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. What's quite ironic is that we've done a full circle, said Matthew. So we started in Old Compton Street in Soho in 1991 and now we've ended up back in Soho in Carnaby Street in 2021. Ben explained, "My dad was a market boy, who was a sales guy, and my granddad was a medical guy, running pharmacies. So my dad was selling anything he got his hands on, from toilet roll products, going into wigs and jewelry. Then people were asking him to pierce them with the jewelry they were buying. Market stalls are perhaps not the most sanitary environment to get your ear pierced at, so Matthew consulted his father to back up the growing side hustle with some medical know-how. Father and son then opened Metamorphosis together, despite not being heavily pierced themselves, in 1991. This initially caused pushback from customers who were used to being pierced by people covered in tattoos and piercings. At this time, piercing was a subculture, Ben explained, so Metamorphosis broke the mold by being the first commercial piercing studio in London, run by people outside of the existing community. This stigma and underground association has all but disappeared now, which Matthew attributes in part to social media. He said, "It's blown up twofold, but, in the last 30 years, there's always been trends. It's always been fashionable. It's far more accessible now for the general public to be able to look and think, you know what, I actually want my ears like that." For many years, Matthew took Metamorphosis on the road too, with a mobile festival set up at Leeds, Reading, and Glastonbury. He said, "I often get asked why don't we do it anymore, but one of the main reasons is because we're such a big name now, that it doesn't lend itself to sticking holes in people at festivals." Ben joked that drink and alcohol doesn't lend itself to a modern piercing business, so customers probably won't see them at festivals again. During the late 90s, Metamorphosis really picked up, with a second store opening in Dublin and some famous clients coming to visit. Matthew fondly remembers the late Keith Flint, singer from two-time Grammy nominees The Prodigy, who came to the store to get his septum pierced. The pair became quite friendly and even visited a factory together to go and buy sports cars. Matthew said of Flint's piercing, "He used to wear that on stage as it was part of his whole look." Metamorphosis broke ground by being the first piercing studio to have a shop in a department store, heading into London's famed Selfridges in 2003. Peaches Geldof, she used to come in quite regularly with her dad, Matthew said of their time in Selfridges. "He never used to get anything done, but he used to just stand there with us. I remember that quite vividly." Trendsetters once again, Metamorphosis were also the first to move into Oxford Street's Topshop in 2011, where they stayed for 7 years. Never far from a celebrity client, here Kelly Osbourne got her nose and ear pierced by Ben's sister, Beau, who had joined the family business. The father and son duo also reveal that they pierced Naomi Campbell's navel, which is often credited with sparking the naughty's belly button piercing trend. In tribute to all the celebrity clients, the Carnaby Street shop has a wall of fame with Polaroids of famous faces who have been pierced by the team, which customers see as they head to the piercing room. Fans can spot Martin Kemp, Brooklyn Beckham and Zoe Ball smiling down on them as they go. Matthew remarked that Rihanna also had a nipple piercing done at Metamorphosis. The piercer said, "The shop's always had it, where you get the celebs coming in, especially in central London. Now in Carnaby Street, I'm sure Terry's quite a few that come in that we don't even know at the time. We've had rabbis and priests coming in," he laughed. The rabbi had something done down below which is against the religion. With the eye-catching neon signs and Instagrammable look of the shop, it's no surprise that influencers and celebrities flock to Metamorphosis, but this isn't what really matters to Ben and his dad. Returning to Soho was a symbolic homecoming for the business, with customers coming in and saying they were pierced by Matthew over 25 years ago. Ben said, "There's not many brands in the UK that can say that they are specialist piercers like we are and have been doing it for as long as we have with the history and the experience and exposure that we've had. So I think that sets us apart. That's the beauty of not selling online, customers have to come to our shops," he added. "We're looking at the longevity and we're all about the customer experience. I think that's what Metamorphosis is all about." With another store on the horizon in central London, it's clear this family-run piercing business is still going from strength to strength. Do you have a story to share? We pay for stories. Email us at yourmirror@mirror.co.uk.